Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of What If Moments for Moms. I'm so excited that you're here. I have one of my new very good friends, Debbie Prather, here with me, and she is an incredible writer. She has a beautiful adoption story and how God led her into that process. You're also, of course, going to see another fun home hack from our friend Stephanie, and Dr. Brooks Gibbs will be here to share another mental health moment. Grab a cup of coffee or tea and take this moment just for you. Welcome, so glad that you all here. I hope you grabbed your coffee or your tea. We're so excited to have you. I'm really anxious and excited for you to meet my new friend, Debbie Prather. She's here. I met her through Her View from Home in this wonderful ministry that I've connected with. You guys should completely check them out. They're on Facebook, they've got blogs, they've got this beautiful book. So we'll link all of that stuff in the description if you want to check it out later. But in the meantime, I want you to meet my friend Debbie. Hey.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
So you traveled from
Westfield, Indiana,
Westfield,
which is just a bit north of Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad that you were able to take the trip here.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm at a season of life that I can do that and get away for a bit. So it's very
I'm not
nice.
there.
No.
Not in that season. I'm in changing the bed sheets every night because we're potty training, and I'm in that season. I'm not sure if my husband would change his sheets every night if I went away right now. But one day.
One day. And you'll be surprised. All the
goes.
moms say how quick it goes, and it sure does.
Yeah, he's already 2.5, and it's just mind-blowing to me how fast that went.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we waited so long, and we had a hard time getting pregnant. So the wait, of course, right, seemed like forever.
Right.
But now when we're kind of like living in the promise, it's like, oh, it's going so fast.
Yeah.
And even the moments where I'm changing the bed sheets, and I'm just treasure them as much as I can, because I know it's not going to be forever, and we prayed for that for so long.
Right,
you know?
right. That's so good to think that way.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about adoption today, which I was so excited that you brought that up. It's not something that we have done. We have thought about it because, as I shared with you before, we did have a hard time getting pregnant with Charlie, and so we thought that was maybe the route that we were going to go, and still maybe at some point, but I'm so excited to talk about this because I know that there are a lot of moms that either went through the adoption process or maybe like thinking about it. So I'd love to hear what led you all up to it. What was your story like before you all decided to adopt?
Yeah, I guess I have a unique perspective because I am a mom through birth and through adoption.
Yeah. And
we had 2 sons. And we had talked about adoption here and there because my husband was adopted at birth and was adopted by an amazing family. His parents and his sisters are incredible, and my grandfather was also adopted when he was a little boy. So it was something that was definitely on our radar, and we had talked about. But at the time it really came up. Life was so busy, it wasn't something we were thinking about. But I went to a women's retreat through our church, and this has never happened to me before, and it hasn't happened since. But the speaker was talking, we were there for 2 days, and the very last session, she was speaking on the topic of how God often is leading you in some way in your life, and he whispers in our ear, and we keep pushing it away. We hear it, but we keep pushing it away. And I don't remember all of it. She probably spoke for 45 minutes, but the very last question that she ended with was, what is God leading you to do? And that's how she ended the talk. And right when she said that, I felt like I got hit over the head with a newspaper. It just was like this hard, and I went, and then I heard the word adoption in my mind.
Wow.
It wasn't my voice. It sounds crazy to say it was God's voice, but it was a voice that said adoption. And my jaw just hung open, and the friend sitting next to me said, what? And I told them, and they said, oh, that's amazing, that's so wonderful. And I thought, that's not going to happen.
Because you're in a busy
this is
season
crazy.
with 2 boys.
Yeah, very busy. They were younger, they were little. So, but I kept thinking about it, and drove home, and I remember both the boys had friends over. I think they were 6 and 10 at the time, maybe 9 and 5. But they both had friends over, so I came in and there were just piles of shoes by the door. It's chaotic. My husband was in the kitchen picking up. He was sweeping.
Oh.
And he said, how was everything? And I said, it was great, but I really have to tell you something. And we sat down, chair to chair. I pushed, like knee to knee.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, and he just looked at me and he said, let's do it. And which is very also uncharacteristic. And my heart just pounded.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? He said, we're not getting any younger. If this is what God wants us to do. It was just very, all of it, that hit over the head, that it was all very supernatural.
Yes.
That's what it felt like.
That's something that when I was reading through, and I'm short, this is only 2.5 pages, so that has to be just a short snippet of it.
Right.
But that's something that I pulled out of it, okay, God's led you at the retreat. You had this past history of some adoption in your family, your husband, your grandfather. Then the Lord leads you at this retreat, and then the next thing, your husband's just immediate agreement.
Right.
Not even
crazy.
A question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was honestly terrified.
Of course. So did you all have adoption agent? Did you know what to do at that point?
No, we didn't. And it wasn't our intention. Well, first of all, it wasn't even our intention that time to adopt, but it wasn't our intention to adopt internationally at all.
Right.
And I had actually started looking through agencies, just, in the United States, and it seemed that everyone I went to said we don't work with families that already have children, that already have children by birth.
That's surprising.
So I thought that was common for all of them, but it wasn't. It was just happened to be the ones that I contacted.
Okay.
So, right? I know. God was just leading us for a daughter.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So then finally, as I said in the story, meeting that couple and contacting the agency at the time, and then finding out we had to fly to Russia twice. And I'm still a fearful flyer.
Me too.
I go, but I don't love it.
Don't either. I do not. I tell everybody, I'm if I can get there, driving, walking, or boat.
I'm so happy.
I'm very happy
I want
about
to be down.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so that really, for me, I thought, nope, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And then...
Because that fear kind of stopped you there,
that
right?
That fear, it's always the fear, and God has to push us beyond that fear.
And you had to also, so going to Russia, out of the country,
right.
At this point, you still have young children.
Right.
So that for me, I can't imagine really just going overnight somewhere right now,
right.
leaving Charlie, but let alone going out of the country.
Right.
So that coupled with the fear of flying and just the unknown of another country. Have you ever been to Russia before?
Right, never.
Okay.
No.
I mean, that is. So that kind of you were just no, this isn't the right thing to do.
Right.
Okay.
When you think of that, leaving Charlie, and that's how I felt with my sons at the time. That there's no way, and that was before cell phones and.
Yeah.
So for us to go, but again, getting that prompt from God, that man that came, after I said no, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Vladimir came to our door. He said he was from Russia, and he said, a child from Russia would just love living here. And then the next day, trying on clothes. It was over and over.
Yeah.
And I thought, God, I look back on it now, and I still think it really was miraculous that I did go for it. Especially at the time, I'm better now, but I would cry through flights. I thought, this is the end every time.
I do the same thing. As soon as the turbulence start hitting, I'm we're for sure going down. That's probably what's going to happen.
Oh, I always think that. It's crazy.
It's crazy. The funny thing is, we just took our first flight with Charlie last year to see my grandparents in Florida. Mm-hmm. And I was so afraid because I'm afraid to fly. Mm-hmm. But I thought I bought all of I researched all the things. What do you do for toddlers he was 1.5 at this time. So
to keep him busy.
Yeah. And it told me about all of these get these window decals and all this dry erase markers, fun stuff that you can do on the window.
Yeah.
So that's what I planned for. If I am on a plane, I have to sit by the window or else I just kind of feel real claustrophobic, and I like to see. Mm-hmm. So what happened was Charlie was terrified of the window.
Oh.
We had to shut the window. I had to sit in the middle of the seat and hold him the whole time.
Oh, wow.
So for me, I'm already stuck in the middle. He's scared. All the activities I brought revolved around the window. Mm-hmm. So now everything was just kind of a huge fail at that point. And,
no.
But it's really funny how, because he was afraid, I kind of had to not be. Do you know what I mean? You just kind of have to overcome your fear at that moment and comfort him. I'm like, it's okay. It is going to be okay. Right. So, okay, I'm so excited. So you obeyed. And we're going to get into that part of the story in just a minute here. So stay with us. Right now we're going to check in with Stephanie and see what amazing, fun home hacks she has for us. We'll be right back.
The hat. The city.
Hi guys, I am so happy to be back on What If Moments for Moms. And I have a super special guest today. I have Rebecca with me.
Hi.
Rebecca loves to do crafts. She loves to bake, so she is the perfect guest for a segment like this. We're going to show you a super adorable craft, super frugal, that you can do for birthday parties, especially for Christmas.
We love Christmas.
Christmas is our favorite. So I want to show you what we have and show you how to do it. So we went to the Dollar Tree, which is now the $1.25 tree.
Don't get us started on that.
But that's okay, because still $1.25. We got 2 clear bowls. We got 2 of the really cute, like fancy bowls, right?
They've got the little edges and everything.
Yeah. So I got clear. She got purple because their favorite color is purple. And if I could have found cheetah, it would have been perfect.
I would have taken it home with me.
Yes. So you want the E6000 glue, and you want hot glue. And the E6000 glue is for longevity, because it'll last longer. The hot glue is going to be because we want it to glue faster, because we're doing it for you guys, right?
So you can see it.
Right. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do oh, wait. Let me get it together. Okay. I'm going to take one, okay? And I'm going to take this one, the special one, and I'm going to glue it right on top of there, okay? And then you're going to do the same thing. We're going to start with the E6000 for longevity.
All right.
And then we're going to do
the
hot glue, because we want it to glue right now. We have no patience. We have no time, right?
Patience is
don't forget the hot glue.
Yes.
We're going to glue this right on here. I'm going to give it a minute, and then I'm going to drill a hole in it, because then we're going to put fairy lights in it at the end. It's going to be so cute, right?
It's going to be so sparkly.
You're going to want to do this, I promise.
Oh, yes, they will.
Yeah, so I'm giving it just a minute. While we're waiting for this glue to dry, push on it. Do you have a favorite Christmas memory?
Well, my favorite Christmas gift that I got was a hot pink KitchenAid stand mixer from my mom. I lost my marbles. It was amazing.
Her mom works here at Christian Television Network in the accounting department. She's one of my BFFs, Tona. Yeah, so
she's kind of the coolest, but
she really is. And you follow right in her footsteps.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so girls and power tools, right? So listen, we haven't tried this yet. This is we're just trying it for the first time with you guys. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. So
I think it's going to be
this is on here pretty good.
Yeah, I think this.
So I'm going to see if this will drill. Oh. Okay, we're good. We're getting there.
All right.
Okay. We're going. I probably should have tried this first. Okay. You just have to go fast. Okay.
You do it?
No, you do it. But just don't go half slow, go fast. Okay, so that's
right in the middle?
That part. Yeah, right in the middle. While she does that, push it hard. Yep. See, she knows how to use power tools.
Right.
That's okay. Just pull it out. Can you? Oh,
no.
That's okay. It's okay. Just pull. Yeah. See,
all right.
That's fine.
All right.
That's fine. It worked. Okay.
It did work. You can get it in.
Yeah. So we're gonna gently turn this over. Okay. So we have the hole there for the fairy lights. Ooh, see, I'm glad I put something down if you're gluing. I would have ruined this wooden bar.
Oh no, I think that was me. I'm a very messy crafter.
Okay, so we're gonna do the E6000 around the edge of the bowl, and then we're gonna do some hot glue so that it glues quickly, right?
Yep.
There we go. There's this.
Thank you.
Listen, I always say, if you can get your kids into the kitchen, if you can get them crafting, most of the time, now Rebecca remembers the stand mixer, but that's because that's something she really, really wanted. She wanted to bake, and that's big, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time,
yeah.
Most of the time, kids don't remember what you buy them.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, do they remember the time you spend with them.
Oh, for sure.
You know, so we baked cookies this Christmas
using the pink mixer.
And it's something I'll always remember.
Aww.
So get your kids. Oh man, we're already at 4 minutes.
Good night. Oh my gosh. I'm even going faster.
Okay.
Do you have more hot glue?
I have this. Okay. We're speeding along now.
Yeah, no. Now we're cooking with grease. All right. Oh, got it.
Listen, that took longer than I thought. Okay.
You're really gonna have to cut through.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Got it.
Listen,
we're good.
Again, we're just doing this for the first time.
And it's gonna look so cute when it's done.
Is. We might have to cut some of this out, but that's okay.
It's okay. We'll get the cute. We'll get the
Look how
cute stuff.
This is gonna be. It's gonna be a piece of candy. Adorable. I'm gonna turn this over real quick. I'm gonna put the fairy lights in there, and I'm gonna show you, and then we're gonna leave because that took longer than I anticipated. Okay, here we go.
See, look how cute this is.
Look how adorable. So I have the hole that we drilled, right?
Yes.
And I'm just gonna stick the fairy lights in there. All right. So cute, so cute. So let me turn it on.
All right.
I mean, super cute. I was worried about it being too short. Little did I know we were going to take up all this time, but we'll figure it out. It's fine.
It's great. Everybody's good.
Listen, this is how TV works, right? Especially when you're doing crafts and you get one chance.
Yep.
So, look at how cute that piece of candy is, right?
Yes, it is.
Would that be adorable at Christmas time?
Absolutely. Your decorations, come on.
Yes.
Your kids can help you.
So thanks for being with us today, and we'll see you next time.
The hat. They're singing.
We want to connect with you. Make sure to visit our website, momentsformoms.tv, for the latest episodes of the show, guest information, resources, and so much more. Visit momentsformoms.tv today.
Welcome back. We are going to continue to hear about my friend Debbie's story and her adoption process, and just kind of looking back at how the Lord led her to this point. And the most exciting part is that you obeyed and you overcame your fear.
Yeah.
And you did it.
I did it.
Okay. So what did that look like? So you got on the plane, right?
Well, it's funny when you were talking about your fear of flying too. So this is crazy, but because I was so fearful, my husband and I flew separately. Both times.
Right. Right.
So, well, my thought was if something happened, I won't even go there.
One of you will still be here.
Yeah, now tell me that's not crazy.
Okay, because like for me, I want my husband to be, even though he doesn't want to like feed into my fear, he's like, it's fine. And he's probably gonna go to sleep, so that's not helpful for me. And I'm like, wake up, like comfort me. But you're thinking like, at least your children will have a parent.
It's crazy, but we did that. We actually did that twice. So the first flight.
I love your husband. He just went with that too.
But I was flying next to this businessman who was wonderful, wonderfully supportive, and understood I was scared. And at one point it got really turbulent. And he's talking to me, he said, don't worry, I fly all the time. I've had much worse experiences. And I said, oh, I won't share that with you though. But then it started bumping and I grabbed his hand. I didn't realize I'm holding his hand, and after 10 or 15 minutes, I feel him peeling my fingers off. But we made it.
You did?
We made it.
Okay, so did you guys fly like the same day?
We did. He arrived hours later. I was at the hotel and he got there.
Okay, so you all are in Russia, like you're not flying alone and also in Russia and a totally
right.
No,
then we're together.
Okay,
yeah, we were picked up separately. Yeah, but we made it. And that first trip, at the time, there were so many things they took us around for paperwork and different things that we only got to see our daughter at the time for an hour for that whole week.
Wow.
So short. We went to the orphanage and
How
got
old
to
was
visit
she?
her. She was 14 months old at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was incredible to see her for the first time, and but then also having to say goodbye and not knowing. And at the time, they didn't know when we would go back. So they said it could be anywhere from, so many weeks to 3 months or longer. So I just remember that whole summer just feeling like I had a knot in my chest. Just, just trying to be in the moment with the kids here and thinking of her there.
Sure.
And then 3 weeks later, we got a call and said we need to be there the following week, that we had our court date. So
wow.
Yeah, so that was crazy too.
Yeah.
Again, getting care for the kids and that whole flying again. And so we flew separately again there, and then then we flew together, all three of us. I know.
And I love it because I understand. It makes sense to me.
The crazy things we do.
Yeah. Yes. So you flew back. You got 3 weeks later. You had your court date, and you were able to get her and bring her home. What does it look like when you bring what does this look like? Do you just bring this baby home? Does she have belongings? Like what? I just have no idea. What does it look like?
No, she really didn't. They brought her out to us in this beautiful purple dress, and she was so beautiful, curly hair. She had one finger in her mouth, just like shyly came to me and put her head down. And but they told us we had to give the dress back, and I mean they owned the dress, so we had to change her, and then it was time to go. So, and we hadn't heard her cry until we got in the car, and she started crying. We didn't realize that she wanted her blanket. You know, we soon learned she loved her blanket and she loved her thumb. So I found something in my bag, a blanket. She fell right asleep on me on the drive. It was so precious.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, those first bonding moments.
Yeah.
And at the time, they didn't have any seatbelt laws or car seat laws in Russia. I'm not sure what it's like now, but we were just holding her on our lap, and we're driving through, crazy traffic, and he's going really fast. And I thought, oh Lord, you got us this far, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
So. And we did, yeah. Then we still tease her to this day, because that whole flight home, it was about over 15 hours in total of flying, and I think she slept about 20 minutes of the whole thing.
Oh my goodness.
Seriously. She was climbing over us. We were passing her back to some students behind us. Yeah.
Just trying to entertain her. That's a long flight.
It's a long flight.
Yeah.
And then, but she had, such jet lag once we got home.
Sure.
She would just sleep for hours and hours during the day because the time was flip-flopped. But
so what about your sons? What does that look like, bringing a new baby into a family?
Well, she, her picture was up on our fridge for so long. We prayed and prayed and prayed for her and to get her. So I'll never forget that too, when we first walked in the house and just seeing their faces, see her for the first time. Just the tenderness and love in these little boys' faces for their sister.
Yeah.
It was very beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like bringing it, I guess if that's one thing I could say as a mom by birth and a mom by adoption, that, obviously there's a huge difference, but there's also no difference, that you're bringing home your child like you're bringing them home from the hospital.
That's so special. I love that. I think that's a really great point that you just pointed out. You had a picture of her. So she was already a part of your family.
Right.
So this wasn't like a surprise to the boys.
Right.
Because, I could see that also being, I see it just with my friends who have children, like bringing home to, the other little kids who are not happy about this at all.
Right.
Because they're like the one. And
right. They've been
I feel like that's how
dethroned
Charlie would be if we did this. Like, this is not okay with me.
Yeah, when are they going back?
Yeah, why did you bring this thing here?
Yeah. And that's normal too.
Yeah. So
all the feelings are normal when you bring a new sibling into the family.
Yeah, either way. And like you said, it's very much different, but it's very much the same.
Right.
I think that's a great point too, because as someone who hasn't been through that process,
right,
I would think that it'd be very much different. But hearing your heart and just the immediate connection that you were her mom.
Right. Yeah.
Just bringing your baby home.
That's the thing. God's sovereign, and He gives you your children, whether they grow inside of you or they grow on the other side of the world.
Yes. That's so incredible. So what does life look like now? Like, how is that? Because how old is she now?
She's 20.
She's 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does this look like now?
It looks like everyone else's life.
Yeah.
With children.
Yeah.
With a 20-year-old child that's just finished her first year of college, and just like our other two, she grew up so much that first year. They grow and change and become adults, and it's so exciting to see all the things you dream about for your kids.
Yes,
are starting to happen for her.
Of course. Is she still there with you at home, or
she is?
Okay.
Yeah.
And your
this
boys
summer,
are grown, and
they're grown, and we just recently moved to north of Indianapolis to be closer to them. Our older son already lived there, and our younger son and his wife moved so we can all be close together, because both our married sons just had babies. So I'm grandmother 2 little girls.
Oh,
so
so fun.
Yeah, just they're both under a year, so
sweet.
it's incredible.
Yeah,
we're just a really close family, and love being together.
Yes, I feel the same way. We have our grandparent, my mom and dad both moved here, and I'm just so grateful, especially now with Charlie, to just have everybody together.
Right.
So we just have a little over a minute left. It's
wow.
so fast. I know.
It does fly by.
So if there's a mom watching right now who's considering adoption or maybe feeling that, what encouragement would you have for her?
Yeah, I would say just never leave God out of the equation. And, I know it sounds funny for me to say don't let your fears take over, as I shared all my fears about flying, but trust God and trust God in the whole process,
Yeah.
that He has a child for you. And if He's nudging you, like that speaker that said to me that day, if you keep getting that whisper in your ear over and over, God's trying to tell you something. And I would say, if I let my fear control me and I didn't follow through with what God wanted me to do, I would have missed out. Our whole family would have missed out on really the greatest blessing of our life.
That's so incredible.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that when you were talking, like, what if you didn't go because you were afraid to fly?
Right.
Like,
I can't imagine. Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
can't
just kind of
imagine.
kept coming back to my mind. And I know I am a very fearful person. And since having Charlie, I've dealt with some like anxiety and fear that I've never had before, because I'm like this person, like
Right.
you know, that
Your-
feeling. And
Your
so,
protection,
yeah,
that
absolutely.
instinct. Yeah.
But I just, it's just such a beautiful story. I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming here and sharing it with
Oh,
us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Love talking with you.
Yes. Thank you all so much. We still have some moments left here, so stick around. Dr. Brooks Gibbs is up next, and he's going to share a mental health moment with you. And then, of course, we'll be back with some closing comments with my little guy, Charlie. So we'll have to see what he's up to and what he has to share today. So stick around, and we'll be right back.
For Christian Television Network, welcome to your mental health moment. I'm Dr. Brooks Gibbs. Today we're addressing a universal human experience called fear. Fear can appear overwhelming, intimidating, and even paralyzing at times. However, in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, God offers a powerful antidote, stating, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." This scripture underscores a critical truth. Fear is not something divinely imparted. It's not from God. It's a result of the fall. But God has given us the strength to overcome it. We have been granted by Him power of love and the capacity for rational thinking. That's what a sound mind means. And when you combine that, love and a sound mind, you dispel fear. So the next time fear tries to take the wheel, remember these divine gifts within you and choose to confront fear with courage and faith. For Christian Television Network, I'm Dr. Brooks Gibbs.
My mom moment started early. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night, but I was able to get up this morning early enough, and she sleep late enough that I've got a whole cup of coffee in me, and I actually got to do my Bible time in silence this morning.
What If? Moments for Moms is more than just a show. It is a community of moms encouraging each other on this incredible journey we have been called to. Join our private Facebook group to share your mom moments, questions, small victories, and connect with other moms as we all come together in this ministry called motherhood. We can't wait to see you there.